Everybody wants to be a leader, but not many of us are good leaders. Today I'll be telling you what it takes to be a good leader. Hello Lila's fam. Welcome to Let Your Light So Shine. I hope you're doing well today and I'm so glad to have you here. Today I'll be talking about leadership. Everybody wants to be a leader. We all love to lead. We all love to be in charge. But not many of us are good leaders. Today I'll be telling you what it takes to be a good leader. My passage for today is 1 Samuel 30 verses 21 to 25. Please grab your Bibles and let us look at this passage together. Now David came to the 200 men who had been so weary that they could not follow David, whom they also had made to stay at the brook Bethel. So they went out to meet David and to meet the people who were with him. And when David came near the people, he greeted them. Then all the wicked and worthless men of those who went with David answered and said, "Because they did not go with us, we will not give them any of the spoils that we have recovered, except for every man's wife and children, that they may lead them away and depart." But David said, "My brethren, you shall not do so with what the Lord has given us, who has preserved us and delivered into our hand the troop that came against us. For who will heed you in this matter? But as his part is he who goes down to the battle, so shall his part be who stays by the supplies. They shall share alike." So it was from that day forward. He made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel to this day. So let me give you a background of what happened before this point in the passage. David and his group had gone to battle. They had gone to fight, and while they were away, some people came and took their wives, their children, and all that they had. So when they came back to their camp, they discovered what had happened. The camp was empty. Their wives, their children, their goods, all that they had was gone. And so David cried out to God like he usually did, and he said, "God, what do we do?" And God said to him, "Go, run after them, chase after them, and go back and get what the people took from you. Go, I will give you the victory. Go and collect what they have stolen from you." And so some members of David's camp were too tired because they had just come back from war. They just came back from a battle and they were now going back into yet another battle because they discovered what had happened in their camp. Because they had taken things from them, they had to go back and get those things from those that stole from them while they were at battle. So David's men were exhausted, and some of them said they couldn't go. They were too exhausted to go. And David said, "Okay, those who can go, let us go and get these things back. Let us get our families back. Let us get our children and our wives back. And let us get our properties back." So those people who still had the strength in them went and got back those things. They went and fought for those things, and they won those who stole from them. Then they came back to the camp now with the spoils. Now at this point in the story, they came back with the wives and the children, everybody's wife, everybody's children, and everybody's property. And so they were saying that they would give back the wives and children to the men who did not go to the second battle. They would give them their wives and children, but they would not share in the spoils. They will not share in what they brought back, which was not just their own property, but the spoils they got from those other people. That is the other people's things that they took. And David said to them, No, that is not right. Every man who went to this second battle and every man who stayed back in the camp, whether he was exhausted, whether he was looking after our things, each man gets the same share. They get the same portion. What was David trying to forestall? David was trying to ensure that there was fairness and there was equality. These people, the Bible described them as wicked people. It said the wicked people in David's camp, said that those who did not go to the second battle with them should not partake of the spoils that they brought back home, the spoils that they brought back to the camp. David did not let this happen because he knew, being a good leader, he knew that if he started this, it was going to become a precedent. It was going to become an antecedent. It was going to become a yardstick by which something similar would happen in the future. It meant that if David allowed them, say, those that did not go to battle the second time will not get spoils, it means that subsequently that same thing will keep happening. It means that that will now become the thing that they will say everything is based on. Only if you go to battle, that is when you get the spoils. And so it means that those people who are at home will be kind of disenfranchised. It means that there will be some kind of hustling among the men in David's camp. And David did not want that. David said, whatever those that went to battle get, those that did not go to battle will also get an equal share. Those that did not go to battle will get an equal share. David understood that these men were trying to be mean to the other members of the camp. David knew that if he lets this happen the first time, it meant that he was going to be showing some kind of favoritism. It meant that if you went to battle, those at home did not get an equal share with you. And so it meant that nobody was going to want to stay at home, to take care of the things, to take care of the women and the children. Now imagine if some men had stayed home with the women and the children, I'm sure they would not have been taken away. David knew this, and he didn't want that favoritism to start. He didn't want any kind of inequality. He didn't want a kind of bias where people will say only those that go to battle get rewarded. Those that stay at home do not deserve anything because they did not go and get the spoil. That was an unfair thing that these people were trying to start, and David made sure it did not happen. David understood that there had to be a kind of symbiosis where this person is doing something here and this person is doing something here, and we are all working together for the common good. David understood this, and he understood that there is something called playing your part. There is something called doing your part. And David made sure that he did not bring any kind of discord, any kind of bitterness or enmity among members of his camp. And so he said no. Whatever spoils they bring back, even those who stay home will gain something from it. They will get their equal share because they could have as well gone out themselves. And he was trying to bring unity. He was trying to foster unity. He was making sure that people did not become self-centered. Because that is what happens when you say, but I hustled for this, but I got this, but it's my right, but I earned this. And you forget about the people at home. Who is supposed to tend to the people at home? Who is supposed to provide for the people at home, if not those that go out? If everybody were to go out of the home, who will take care of the home? Who is going to protect the home? Who is going to take care of the children? Who will take care of the livestock? David knew that people had to be home. And so those people must not be deprived of whatever the people who went outside the home bring back to the home. David was trying to foster unity. He was fostering brotherliness and love because he didn't want disunity in his camp. He wanted people to be able to take whatever responsibility they were given and to do it well without hustling and trying to do something else that they were ill-equipped for or that they could not do at the moment. David was ensuring that each time somebody worked, he was not working for his own good, but for the common good. He was ensuring that people put the common good first. People put the group first ahead of themselves, ahead of their needs. Because if David had let people say, okay, you didn't go out, you're not getting anything, what that will mean is that everybody starts hoarding. They're like, me first, me first. They start keeping things. They start hoarding things. You see, people will start hiding the silver. They will start hiding the gold. They will start doing things they're not supposed to do. There will be no transparency. There will be no openness. There will be no love. Everybody hoarding. Everybody keeping for themselves. And nobody putting the common good first. And David did not want that in his camp. Now, as a leader, How do you unite your camp? Do you unite your camp or do you tear your camp apart? Because there are so many leaders that have their favorites. Everybody knows the boss's favorites. Everybody knows daddy's favorites. Everybody knows mommy's favorites. And mommy's favorites can get away with just about anything. Anything that mommy's favorite wants, mommy's favorite gets, because that is mommy's favorites. How do you lead your community? How do you lead your group? How do you lead your home? How do you lead your family? How do you lead your team? Are you tearing your team apart by saying, if you don't hustle, if you don't work, you will not get anything? But you know that this person does not have what it takes to go out there and earn a living. You know that this person is a nurturer, is better at home, takes care of the home front, makes everywhere tidy, make sure that you have something nice to eat when you come back from out there in the world. How do you take care of your team? Do you build your team? Do you foster unity like David did? Or do you tear your team apart? Do you say it doesn't matter, it is what you bring individually? Are you putting the me before the us? Are you putting the you before the us? Are you putting the individual before the community? With your words, with your actions, with your choice of assignments, with your favoritism. There are some people who give only juicy assignments to their favorites, and then any other one can go to the other people that they don't care so much about. There are people like that. And they say they are leaders. And tomorrow they start saying, put the team first, put the team first. But how did you show example as a leader? What example did you show? Did you put the team first? Did you put the team first? Did you take people based on their strengths and say, do that, but whatever results you get, we will share. We will share the reward. We will share the recommendation. We will share the applause. Bring it for the team. Don't hoard it for yourself. What example did you show? When people do things as a team, what do you say? Do you applaud the individual, just the individual, and wear the individual a medal? Or do you say, great team job, guys, well done, keep up the good work? We don't all have the same strengths. That is why we are given different skills. That is why we are given different roles. And so if I do my role, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be to you, appreciate me and know that in my own way, I am contributing to the team. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be magnificent. It doesn't have to be so colorful, so wow. It doesn't have to have razzmatazz. What matters is that I am contributing something to the team. I'm bringing something to the team. What I have may not be strength. What I have may not be intellect. What I have may just be my physical presence, my being there. It gives you someone to talk to. It reassures you that there's someone at home in case you lose your key. There's someone to call and say, please come open the door. I lost my key. It gives you somebody to spend your life with, spend your time with, share a home with. So why do you underestimate my contribution? Why do you underestimate your friend's contribution, your family member's contribution? Why do you look down on it and say it is small and it is insignificant? You will value what that person does when that person is out of the picture. You will value that contribution that the person brings when that contribution is taken away. You say this person just sits at home doing nothing, but you come back to a tidy house, don't you? You eat a hot meal when you're back from work, don't you? The kids are fed. The kids' assignments are done. You have someone that calls you and says, baby, how was your day? So why are you downplaying what your teammate does? Why are you looking down on the contribution that somebody brings to the team? Because you feel it's not as grand, it's not as important, it's not as big, it's not as significant as your own. Life is a team sport. In every area of life, it is a team sport. Whether it's family, whether it's in the office, whatever it is, whether it's in your business, it is a team sport. And so you must appreciate every member of the team. Don't look down on the contribution of any, even if all they are doing is staying at home. Don't do that. Because there's always something that somebody brings to the team. There's always something that somebody contributes. There's always something. And you don't know the value of something until you lose it. And I hope you do not lose your team member or the contribution of that team member. Because then you will know the importance. Then you will know the significance. Then you will know the contribution that that team member has been making. Don't call it insignificant. Don't say it's minute. Don't say it is next to nothing. Everybody has a role to play. And so just like David did today in this passage, appreciate every member of your team and give everybody what they deserve. Let there be equality. Let there be fairness. There should be no favoritism, because it's only going to tear your team apart. Don't have favorites. Let everything go round. Let there be transparency. Let there be equality. Let there be openness. Let there be brotherliness. Otherwise, you will tear your team apart. If you think all that matters is huge, grand gestures, if you think it's only the big things that count, wait until the little things are taken away. Then you will understand. Then you will appreciate the value of the little things. And I hope it's not too late for you. I hope you're not tearing your team apart. If you have been doing that, I hope that this message today gets you to reevaluate your leadership style. I hope that this message today gets you to change for the better your leadership style. Because a leader sets an example. A leader should lead by example. What you show today is what your people will imitate tomorrow. If you're doing the wrong thing, your people will do the wrong thing. If you're biased, your people will be biased. If you have favorites, your favorites are going to take advantage of it. And not just that, other members of the team will see that they are not your favorites and they are going to feel left out. They are going to feel sidelined, and you don't want that. The idea is to build team spirit. The idea is to build a bond. The idea is to foster unity, not to tear your team apart. So if you have been tearing your team apart, this is time for you to go and fix things. It is time for you to go and reunite your team. Bring them back together. Change the way you talk to them. Change the example you have been setting for them, and let them see that it is a brand new day. Let them see that David has shown you an example and you're ready to toe that line. You are ready to unite your team. You're ready to foster peace, harmony, and unity in your team. Whatever team it is, whether it's your family, whether it's among your friends, whether it's among your siblings, whether it is in the office, whatever team it is, go and foster unity among your teammates today. And that is going to make sure that you get the desired results. That will make your team a more wholesome one. That will make your team achieve its goals faster, better, and in a more united front. I wish you the very best as you go about changing your leadership style, because we need better leaders in the world today, and we are hoping that you become one. If this video has helped you reassess and change up your leadership style, tell me in the comments section. I would love to hear from you how this video has helped you. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video and you would like to see more of such videos, please subscribe to this channel. Simply click the subscribe button and get subscribed to this channel today. It is completely free of charge. Also, do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like and share this video so that more people can find it and they can change up their leadership style for the better. Wherever you are, whatever you do, let your light so shine. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much.